Good afternoon, everyone. Want to thank you for coming out to our weigh-in this afternoon. We are the Wild West Bass Trail. This is our Apex Tour professional event, the 2022 kickoff, year number 2 of the Apex Series. Excited to be here at Lake Mohave. Want to thank the folks here at Catherine Landing for letting us use this great facility here. Came down here and let us weigh in here in a great spot. We've had good weather, a little breezy this afternoon at check-in time, but it was perfect this morning when we took off about 7:30. We would not be here without our sponsors. Our host for this event, obviously, very important to us, Aquarius and Edgewater. They are part of the Golden Entertainment Group. Trina Ewing was out here yesterday, not here today. She had to work, and she said she'd be with us tomorrow. Excited of that. By the way, tomorrow afternoon, I hope you will make it in to come see our award ceremony. We will have this trailer at the Aquarius in the parking lot. Right now is our schedule to have it there and do our awards over there and interviews with our anglers. So a little different twist coming. We'll tell our anglers about it and let you folks know. That should be somewhere around 4 o'clock tomorrow if you want to make it to Aquarius and watch the top 10 results. But again, Aquarius and Edgewater, our official housing, most of the anglers stayed there. Great facility, great people, and glad to have them as hosts. Again, thank you, Trina, for working with us. Could not be here without our Wild West Bass staff. Takes about 10 to 12. We've got camera crews here for this event. Folks from everywhere. Our show is on the Pursuit channel. You'll see it, Wild West Bass Trail. It is airing right now. Look at that in your local stations. On your Dish Network, you'll be able to find that. But we're proud of that show. We work hard to make it entertaining for our Western anglers. Could not be here though without our national sponsors, of course, Bass Cat Boats. Rick Pierce, president, was here. He left this morning. He came out to visit with us at our pre-tournament meeting we had over at the Aquarius. Thanks to that support, man, come all the way from Arkansas to visit with us and support our anglers is very important, and he is one of the best at it. Of course, Bridgeford Outdoors, second year with us here, supporting sponsor, obviously, of the Apex Tour. Thank you for your support. We very much do appreciate it. Again, Bass Cat Boats, Mercury Marine, Torch Eyewear. You'll see most of these anglers have Torch Eyewear based in Florida. Great company there, great products. Be sure to look them up online. They have some outstanding lenses, so check into that. Woo Tungsten, Power Pole, Valley Fashions, Bob's Machine Shop, Wood Brothers Flooring, Duo Realis, Garmin, Super Clean, P-Line, Ben Green Insurance, Signature, Gate Systems, Daniel Hernandez Engraving, Lithium Pros, A1 Tactical, Roman Made, and Hook Performance Fishing providing clothes for us and the staff. We could not be here again without them. Had a great day 1. This is day 2, obviously, of our event. Had some gentlemen that caught them pretty good yesterday. I thought the bite would be a little better. I thought we would have a bag of fish over 20 pounds. We were close. Mr. Austin Bonjour had a limit that weighed 1954. Yesterday, Colby Pearson in second with 1537. 1488 is Scott Hellison. Nick Wood, 1411 in fourth. And Ish Monroe in fifth with 1406. We do something a little bit different. A lot of you have seen bass tournaments before. Our weigh-in is a little bit different. There's a system called Tourney X. It's an app on your phone. You can go online, load it on your phone. You can follow these anglers during the day, see how many fish they catch and what they weigh. When they catch a fish, they have to measure it. The fish have to be 14 inches long. Not only can you make the top 10 on keeper count that you caught in the tournament for the first 2 days, you make it on weight. Everybody, we're used to having normal weight decide the tournament. If you have a bad first day, you're not out of it. You go second day and catch keepers. If you catch 20 fish that barely measure, that beats a lot of folks with weight. So we take the top 5 on the weight, and the top 5 who catch the most keepers. So that Tourney X program is great. Started out using that in the kayak events, and we used a little bit different format there, but it's great. Our anglers weigh, and you can follow along during the day. The only issue we have, we go some places that cell phone covers. The anglers do take a picture of their fish. You can actually see the fish online and how they do it when they measure it. So very interesting. Go to Tourney X and look at that. If you have questions, be sure and check with us. We'll be glad to show you how to do that. Our keeper count to get in the top 10 was roughly around 5 keepers. We had anglers that caught 4, several caught 6. When they report that, we keep up with a score. It's a little tough here. We don't have cell phone coverage here at Lake Mohave very good, so we're having some issues getting that slow recording that. When we get done weighing today, which will be about 4:40, normally we'll announce our top 10. If we have good cell phone coverage, we know what they've already been scored. We know what they have on keepers. Today's very tough, so we may not know till around 5:30. We'll have our top 10 announcement, and we'll have a quick meeting here and go over on day 3. These anglers know that. It's what we normally do. This is the first event of 2022. Hopefully we'll get all our events in. We were lucky our next event will be in April. We should have that announced here very soon. Anybody's ball game. First place cup. We will have that displayed tomorrow. It is huge. It's about 60 pounds. Very impressed with that. It's a custom-made trophy. These anglers here not only fishing for money as well, but prestige here. These are the best anglers in the West. We're lucky to have them fishing, and we will start weighing here in just a minute. You ready, Seth? Got Seth Starks over here measuring. Nicole is in the back. Karen Long up here in the front recording as well. And we will start today. What boat number today is? I thought I want to make sure we go by boat number, making sure it. Austin Bonjour is our leader. From day one, had 1954. Austin, didn't have to have much today, if anything at all, but your weight today, 1 fish?
Yeah.
Good and alive, 144. Yep. 144. Was it that tough on you today?
It was really tough. Apparently, I need the wind to do well, and it's just tough fishing out here in general. Even yesterday was tough. I only got 6 bites, and luckily 3 of them were 4+ pounds. So hopefully that's enough to get me a check so I can go home and buy some diapers. I just want to say hi to my wife that's at home, getting that baby ready in her tummy right now. So I'll see you in a couple days. Thank you.
It's not over for you yet, man. Right now, he had 1954, had a 4-pound lead on weight. This one fish here may get him back to go fishing on day 2. That's 1 fish for total. We don't know till we get done. And then we start back at 0 tomorrow. So we don't care. Let's get a picture of this fish here, Austin. So I like to say sometimes it's chicken today and feathers tomorrow, man. But he didn't have to have much. I know he's hoping the fishing was tough for everybody. Grab that microphone right there. I know you got some people you may want to thank here, sir, after a great day, man. Never had been here before. 30-day off limits. So tell us about your first 2 days if you can, or you want to keep it quiet.
I just fished bare bones, like early pre-spawn fishing areas this week. Yesterday worked out. It was an amazing day. Gosh, yesterday was fun. Today was a hit to reality, I guess. I don't know what I did wrong besides maybe Mother Nature throwing a curveball for me. I hope I squeak in because I guess there's some wind forecasted for tomorrow, which would help me substantially. So I just want to thank everybody that supports me and my family and my sponsors, and I'll see you guys at 5:30. Hopefully I'm squeaking there.
Leader coming in, still the leader right now, Austin Bonjour. Let's give him another round of applause, sir. We'll see how it holds up. All righty, next up. Come on up, Colby. Colby Pearson coming up to the scales. Colby was boat 37. How many today, Colby? 1 bass today, had 1537 yesterday. 1 fish today that weighs 265. Let's get a picture of that, Colby. That still also may get you in on weight. You never can tell. Smallmouth bass is a predominant forage here. That's a pretty large mouth. I'll take that fish. Grab the microphone, Colby, and tell us about your first 2 days. Stand right there in the middle if you would, Colby.
Yeah, kind of like Austin mentioned, I think we're fishing really similar styles, and we need the wind. I mean, I could see fish all day. I saw probably 100 fish. I had 3 other opportunities. They're just kind of mouthing my bait, not getting it how they need to, but they were big ones. So I don't think I'll be fishing tomorrow, but they're out there. This is an amazing fishery. Great accommodations down in Laughlin, the Edgewater and the Aquarius casinos. Great place to stay, tons of food, good boat parking, places to charge the boats. So they took good care of us, so that was awesome. Love coming down to the desert. Just want to say thanks to Wood Brothers Carpet and Flooring, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Legacy CPA for supporting me so I can drive 1,000 miles from Oregon to come down and fish in the desert.
Colby, thank you, buddy. We'll see how it does for you. Great angler. Thank you, Colby. Guys, just a note here, anglers that are in line, make sure your keeper count got scored today. If you have any issues, when you weigh your fish, come back up here and make sure it follows through. We're probably going to do our top 10 about 5:30, just so you know. I know you guys are probably going to load your boat. Austin Wilson coming up next. How many fish in there, Austin? Tough day yesterday. This is our AOY from last year. Let's give him a round of applause here on the Apex Tour. Very good angler. Had great. He won our first event we had, and he came in with a 0 yesterday. He came back today. You said 2 fish. Let's get a picture of those, Austin, real quick, and we'll talk to you in just a second. Not the tournament. I hate it. He was bad for a bad day because he's been fishing phenomenal for a year. Got 2 smallmouth in there, Austin. Get that weight again. Did I call the weight? Let me go make sure. You'll get 490 on that deal. Get some more. Austin, grab that microphone right there, sir. Tell us about your first 2 days. Not what you wanted, I know.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. I mean, the weather was great. I mean, we had the wind. I just didn't put it together. The place is beautiful. You know, honestly, I can't wait to come back. You know, this is for my first time here, and hopefully it's not the last. And now I have an understanding how the lake lays out and how it fishes. And you know, I did my best to try to put 5 in the boat. And I fished my butt off this week. I made I can't tell you how many casts, and you know, I saw a lot of fish, and I mean, fish I saw are very healthy, you know, and yeah, I mean, like I said, I can't wait to come back. I want to thank all my sponsors, Folsom Asphalt, Babe's Boat Care, Wicked Weights, RB Bass, Cupped Up Custom Duck Straps. I also want to thank Edgewater and the security guards driving around every 15-20 minutes to watch all our boats over there in the parking lot so nothing gets stolen. So appreciate Edgewater, and hopefully we come back.
Austin, great job, sir, man. We will see you here at the next event. Great young angler there. You'll be hearing a lot more from Austin. Mr. Stan Lefevre coming up here. Stan had a tough day yesterday. Came up here. How many today? 1, Stan?
1 fish. I'm proud to have him.
Good and alive, man. Let me get that scale one more time. Stan, that's the smallest fish of the tournament.
Hey, I'll take it.
.82. .82 it was. Grab that right there. Tell us about your experience. Stand right here in the middle, Stan. Let's get a picture of that fish. How about that, man? I got to get a picture of that. That one needs to eat a little bit, doesn't it? Barely 14 inches, barely. But I know you were proud to have him after 2 days, sir, never being here. But tell us about your experience, Stan, right in the middle there, sir.
Yeah, I had a really tough time. I never really found my groove here, you know. I fished a lot of moving baits this morning, and then I tied on a Bass Union jig and finally caught me one. So I got to thank you guys. You guys put on a great tournament like always, and all my sponsors. Jackson Rancheria supports these guys real good. Everybody here does. Bass Union, if you need a truck, Sanborn Chevrolet in Lodi, he'll take care of you. He loves outdoor people, so just really had a good time. Edgewater, them guys, thanks for having us.
Great place.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, we're glad to have you. I know you're excited about fishing the Apex Tour this year,
sir.
Stan.
Yes, sir.
Stan Lefevre, everybody. Sir, better luck to you the next event, Stan. Thank you, my friend. Yep. Mr. Austin, boat 36 coming up to the day. Jason had a good day yesterday, 12:09, correct? How about, yeah, pull that up there for me. Hold that up here just a second. Let me move that. Box fell off. Let me re-tear that. Glad to have Jason on board with us. There we go. Put that box up there. How many fish in there today, Jason?
There's 5. Ooh.
1443, sir. 1443. Grab you a couple out there, Jason. Let's get a picture, sir. Is that a largemouth? Wow. 3 largemouth in there? Awesome fish. Awesome fish. New leader, by the way, on weight, guys. New leader on. Awesome job. That's a total of 2652, sir. 2652. Grab that microphone, too. Tell us about your new sponsors, too, as well. Bringing them on board there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out and everybody watching online. My wife and my son showed up today, so it's actually kind of nice to do some good and make them proud of me. My daughter, my parents, all my friends and family watching back home. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Dish Network, Excel Marketing, Hook, Bait and Tackle. They're in Ione. It's my hometown, Becky and Jay. So, Sierra Tree Specialist, Salon Envy, my wife's salon. As you can see, she doesn't do my hair. I do it myself. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you.
Great job, sir, if that holds on for you. Awesome job. Glad to have you on board, sir. Scooter Griffith coming up. How many in there, Scooter? You got one fish, Scooter. Tough day today, sir. Had 774 coming in. 229, Scooter. Grab that one out and show everybody here. Let's get a picture. Little large mouth. Tough 2 days, sir. Grab that microphone, Scooter, and tell us about your experience, sir.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yesterday I had a decent day. I had 775, so I just wanted to get 3 good bites today. I thought maybe I could squeak in there on a low. I mean, just by getting a check, but I lost 2 big ones, and that was the end of the game. So, but I do want to say thanks to Aquarius. That's where I stayed last night, and those people took really good care of us. What a great place. I mean, I've been here a handful of times. It sure is nice to turn around and put the sun at my back and be home in 4 hours. So I think I'm going to try to do that tonight. Go home and visit my wife and family. I want to say one thing to another Apex angler that is not with us today is John Stewart. The people that know him know he's a great guy. He's fighting pneumonia right now, and he'll be fine, but a few prayers his way will sure help, that's for sure. But yeah, he's battling through, but we're all going to miss him. We'll see him at the Pro-Am though in Shasta. But other than that, the other thing I got to say is Swift Mortgage is my new sponsor this year. It's my title sponsor. If anybody needs a house or needs a loan for a mortgage in a house, they have no lending fees, and they do it in California and in Arizona. That's it.
Even I can get a mortgage there, right? Yeah. Scooter Griffith, everybody. Thank you for your support running that Bass Cat around. Next up, Mr. Juan Acosta. Juan, how many fish in there today, sir?
I got 3.
You got 3. Let's get a weight here, sir. How about 790? Grab a couple there, Juan. We'll get a picture of it. Juan, past champion on the Pro-Am series. We run team circuits and the Pro-Am. Juan, great champion, great angler from California. Trying to make it in the top 10. Grab that microphone, Juan. Talk a little bit about your 2 days.
Today was tough. We had no wind in the morning, and I didn't get no reaction bite. Yesterday, I only got 1 reaction bite, and it was that big smallmouth on an A-rig. And today, I just picked up the drop shot and kind of ran with that. I caught a lot of shorts. I caught 5 13-inchers today, and I was only be able to get 3. So it was a good day. I'm happy with what I got. I want to thank a few people. I want to thank, first off, my wife for her support, and then my boy Alex and Victoria. Today I used a Phoenix 7.2, the M1 series, and that's what I threw my drop shot on. And if you guys interested on a new rod, just check them out. They're also going to be at the ISC show in Sacramento in a couple weeks, so they'll have all their selection there. Coyote Bend Tackle, they got everything I needed before I came down here, so I want a big shout out to them and all the rest of my sponsors, and also the casino. I mean, it was great. I mean, everything was there.
Food, spent a little money, I bet, on the tables, maybe?
We did.
They'll appreciate that, Juan.
All right.
Juan Acosta, everybody. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you, sir. Next up, Mr. Cliff King. Cliff was in our top 5 as of yesterday. Excuse me. He had 1184. Excuse me. How many fish today, Cliff?
1.
440 today, sir. 440. Grab that one up, Cliff. Let's get a picture. 1 good fish today. Past U.S. Open here. Almost pretty smallmouth. Cliff has teared up a little bit about thanking his family yesterday. Grab that microphone today, man. Not what you wanted, but grab that microphone. Tell us about your first 2 days and your first Apex.
Well, I settled down today. I was really nervous yesterday, but today I felt like home. Apex is putting on a great show. Thank everybody for coming out. Today didn't go like I wanted it to go, but it's not from a lack of trying. This is a tough fishery, and I'm lucky just to get that 1 fish. I'd like to thank my wife sitting here. She's the best. She takes care of me every tournament she goes to. I never have to do anything except concentrating on trying to catch fish. I'd like to thank Hook Bait Shop, Mercedes of Stockton, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, Spear Point Hooks. I caught a 20-pound striper on a little number 3 GP finesse hook today, and the hook had the striper pinned. He wasn't coming off.
But anyways, thanks for everybody for coming out.
Glad to have you on board Apex Tour. Cliff King, everybody. Next up from P-Line, Mr. Thomas Kanamoto. What was your boat number, Thomas? I want to make sure, my friend. Had 1392, was in the cut. Going to go 1150 today. I heard you lost one today.
I sure did. Yeah, and it was all my fault, too, so it's going to make some good TV, I think.
Got 5 in the bag, Thomas?
I do.
Got 5, 1150. Grab a couple, Thomas, and we'll talk to you here. We'll see where it shows. Good young angler here, first year with us on the Apex Tour. Glad to have him on board, and the support of P-Line as well. Thomas, grab that microphone, sir, and tell us about your experience on your first Apex Tour, right in the middle there, sir.
Oh, man, what an experience. I had a great time. You know, it was calm today, and I actually caught my fish when it was calm, so I need to figure something out if I sneak into that top 10 tomorrow, because these guys are catching them when it's windy. So, but I got the camera guy in the boat, and I hook one up, my 5th. I had 4 at that time. Hooked the 5th one, telling them all about how you got to take it easy on light line, get them up next to the boat. I could have brought that fish to weigh-in next to the boat if I wanted to. It was hooked well. I tell them, you never want to touch the line. You don't want to force feed them into your hand. I get down there, grab the line, and pop them off. It was my biggest one today, too. It was probably 3 3/4 or something like that. So that one hurt. Took me a while to recover, but I did. The goal was to get 5 today, and I did that. So I'm happy with that. But I do want to thank, Aquarius, Edgewater for accommodating us. Great accommodations, feeding us. It's been a blast, you know. I'm just thankful to be here, and just gotta say hi to my wife and my boys back at home, my mom and my dad, my brother, for watching right now probably. Hopefully I sneak into that top 10. P-Line, again, that was my fault on that one, but the fish I'm catching is definitely, I believe, it's because of the light line I'm using. So I'm using 8-pound braid. I have a long, like 30-foot long, 5-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I am power fishing a finesse bait. That's kind of what I'm doing, and just trying to fish as much water as I can. But yeah, first gen fishing. If you guys, it's new to the market. Baits are gonna be here in March, and it is awesome stuff. All innovative, all new baits. You got to check them out. And shoot, the format's so awesome because I didn't have my Beckman net. Otherwise, I would have had that fish right next to the boat. But I'm sitting there looking at the fish next to the boat, and anyways, hopefully I sneak in.
We'll see. Thomas Kanamoto, everybody. Thank you, Thomas. Glad to have you on board. Next up, looks like Mr. Matt Shura coming up to the scales. Matt new with us this year. Had a little slow day yesterday. Had 896. How many fish today, Matt?
2 today.
Let me pull that up here one more time. There we go. 658, sir. 658. Good brown fish today. 2 of them. Both of them got 2 fish on live. Beautiful fish there, Matt. Great quality angler here from Matt. Grab that microphone. Tell us about your experience here in your first Apex Tour, Matt. Right in the middle there.
Thank you. Yeah, that's one of the biggest smallmouth I've ever caught, and that's any cast out there can be that way. This lake's so cool that any cast can be that 5-pounder. Overall, I did what I wanted to do. I covered water. I threw jerkbait. I did have a fish that was just barely 14 inches that I should have probably tried, but I didn't want to take the risk, so probably did the right thing there. But had a great time. Definitely want to thank Aquarius, Edgewater for hosting this, and Wild West Bass, and the staff is awesome. I love everybody, and the sponsors. So thank you very much, and I want to thank my sponsors too, especially Kevin Findley, Signature Gate Systems and Welding Company. He's one of the big reasons I'm here, and all my other sponsors, Stewart Title, Nitro Boats, Bass Pro Shops, and just happy to be here. And I don't know if that'll be enough to squeak in a check, but we'll hope so.
We will see. Matt Shearer, everybody. Glad to have you on board, sir. A lot of new quality anglers here. Matt is Arizona local angler. Randy McAbee Jr. coming up next. What was your boat number, Randy? I see it now, man. Randy had 721 yesterday. Got 5 today?
I got 5 today.
Nice job, Randy. How about 1476, sir? Nice job. Grab a couple there, Randy. Did you sling that crankbait that you said you were going to try today?
I tried.
He tried. He tried. Randy, I know, loves to fish those crankbaits. Great angler here, won a lot of money over the years. Got his family fishing also as well. Nice job, Randy. Grab that microphone. Tell us about your first 2 days, man. Excellent bag of fish today.
Well, it was a much better day today. Yesterday should have been about like that. They wouldn't commit, and then today I got fortunate. I knew where they were, so I went straight to them. I caught 3 good ones this morning, and then I only had 2 spots, so I ran back and forth to those 2 spots about 12 times today, and they were about 12 miles apart. So it was a lot of running around. As soon as that wind started picking up there in the top of the basin, I ran all the way back up there, and my first cast was that big largemouth, and so that was that ended my day. I had 7 keepers today, so it was a much better day. Thanks for the accommodations and Wild West and Stale Sticks rods. Key was making a super long cast. That light line, you got to get it down there, and they're so finicky. The rod did all the work as far as feeling the bites and everything. So thank you guys.
Thanks. We're glad to have you here, Randy. Thank you so much for supporting us at Wild West Bass. Come on up, sir. Thank you. Good. What was your boat number again? 39. I just want to make sure this young man had a tough day. Had 410 yesterday. Mr. Garrett Bradshaw had a tough day. What happened today, man? The wind affect you, or just didn't figure it out today?
You know, I don't really got a good answer for that. First day, got my first bite around 2:30 in the afternoon. It was a good solid 4 1/4. Only fish I had all day yesterday, and I figured if I put my head down and go back there today, I can make something happen. With that no wind, I was able to see how many fish were in the area, but with that being said, the wind obviously didn't come and they didn't bite. Other than that, you know, this isn't really what I wanted to see for my first Apex event, but regardless, the format is absolutely awesome. For anybody wanting to come out in the Wild West Pro-Am series, I highly recommend it. Other than that, thanks my sponsors. I forgot to do that yesterday, sorry. Thanks from my girlfriend back at home, my parents, everybody, you know, wish me good luck and stuff like that. But other than that, you know, with that being said, looking forward to the next one. So
glad to have you on board. Garrett Bradshaw, everybody. Thank you, my friend. Get this out of the way with this big bag of fish here. Mr. Mark Lassane from Bass Angler Magazine. Mark, tough day yesterday. How many fish today?
4 today.
Did better today. How about 10:33? How about a picture, man? You need some content for Bass Angler Magazine, don't you? When you gonna get a cover shot? Do yourself.
Probably not.
No, that's probably not good. Great publication here. Quarterly magazine. Be sure and look it up, man. It's one of our best publications in the industry. But I know Mark's got some folks to thank.
I do. Thanks, Randy. Yeah, Bass Angler Magazine, you know, that's me. I own it, and we put all the content in there, try to put some good stuff to help you guys catch some more fish. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Price Sims. The new Toyota's new for this year. I'll be driving a hybrid here. As soon as they come in, you know, like everything else, we're waiting for that truck to come in. So, you know, Angler, the app company, Garmin, you know, Live Scope, almost everybody has one. It's just an awesome unit. Aquaview, the camera, and Kuma rods. And can't forget Bass Cat boats and Mercury outboards. You know, Bass Cat runs up and down here. I was going like 75 this morning, passing up guys, so that's pretty fun. You know, today was probably one of the most frustrating days I had on the water. I pull up to my spot. I caught one yesterday. I catch one right away, about a 2-pounder. And as I'm measuring, I throw another bait out there. I got this new little, it's like this fat tube bait. I throw it out there, and I'm measuring the fish. Line takes off. I set the hook, fight it, comes off. I'm like, dang, okay. I go, well, that was pretty cool because I caught it on a new bait that I didn't use yesterday. And so I cast it out again, and I get bit again. Same thing. Comes off. I'm like, what's going on? So I take the hook, and I bend the hook out, throw it out again, and I catch a 3-pounder. I'm like, okay, that's it. I bent the hook out. So then I caught 2 more, and then I lost one. I'm like,
thanks to all the sponsors, and thanks for everyone back home watching. And I can guarantee you guys I won't struggle this hard in Shasta in a couple weeks.
Jeff Michaels, everybody. Thank you, Jeff. Long-time supporter of Wild West Bass. How was your day today, Joey Skim? Set them in there. Looks pretty good. Joey, what's your boat number? 17. Lucky 17. Want to make sure, man, on that deal. Yesterday had 944. A little bit bigger than that today. How many fish? You got 3 in there? Grab a couple. Let's get a picture of those. Largemouth, all 3? We have seen more largemouth than I thought we would see here at Lake Mohave, and they all are healthy. They got plenty to eat, I can tell you that. We put that in there, Joey. Grab that microphone, and this is your first Apex. Tell them about it, sir.
It is my first Apex, and I was kind of nervous coming in because all this clear water and stuff. I'm from the Delta, so we fish 4 feet of water, you know, so I didn't know what I was going to get myself into, and I just had a whole bunch of rods tied up and just fished everything. And then when that wind died down this morning, I was kind of nervous because I was throwing reaction, and it just wasn't happening. So I caught one right in the morning, like 3.5, and then all day. And then right when that wind picked back up, I caught another 2 solid ones. So that's that, and we'll go on to the next one.
Glad to have you fishing with us, Joey. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate you being here. Travis, come on, a boat number, Travis. I want to make sure, man. Had a tough day yesterday, a tough day today, but you got that behind you, man. With 0.
If this was a contest to go out there and look at them all day, I'd be your winner right here.
You saw plenty of them. Would they not bite or what?
They wouldn't bite. Half the spots I pull up to, they're just swimming there. Nice ones, largemouth and even smallmouth. I could see them. Brown fish, green fish. Nope, they don't chew. I threw everything, every color worm, soft plastics, hard baits, but this wasn't my tournament. So I feel like I made good decisions out there. I mean, I'm around the fish. I just couldn't execute and didn't. Not that I didn't fish clean either. They just wouldn't bite for me. So next time though, we'll give it heck. So.
We're glad to have you on board, though, fishing the Apex Tour.
I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Said everyone's got a chance, and I'm excited for it. I want to thank some sponsors. I want to thank Castle Management, Dobbins Rods. Those guys get me through. Tent Inc. got my boat wrapped in time. Got the late invite, but happy to be here and excited for the year. So thank you.
Travis, glad to have you, sir. We will see you in April. Next up, Mr. Tony Franceschi, Bass Cat Mercury Pro. Tony had struggled yesterday. Had 1 fish, 391. How many today?
2.
You stepped up, man. The right size. How about 838? Grab a couple of those. Get a picture. Smallmouth, both of them? 2 beautiful. Yes, sir. I'll weigh that for you. $486, sir. $486 on that. Grab that microphone. Tell us about your 2 days, Tony. Not what you wanted.
Well, it was a tough 2 days for sure. No, not what I wanted, not what I expected. I got to tell you, what really caught me was yesterday morning when I was running up the lake. The sun was rising. It was calm. This is a beautiful lake. This is actually a gorgeous lake. The fishing was tough, yeah, but I can see where it's probably really good come springtime. You know, there's quality fish. I mean, I only got 3 bites today. I lost 1 fish. It was another good one, not as big as probably those other 2. But anyway, gorgeous lake. I just couldn't get on a bite. I couldn't figure out how to get more bites, but I could figure out how to get quality bites, which was all right. But anyway, on to the next one, I'm sure, and we'll see if I can do better at the next one. But I also want to say hello to my wife and my 2 kids at home. They're probably watching right now, so I'm coming home to see you soon. And I want to thank some of my sponsors. I want to thank P-Line, my title sponsor. I'm going on my 29th year with P-Line.
29.
Was one of my very first sponsors. I've been with them ever since. 29 years. They've been great to me. They treat me like family. They've got a line for every situation and every type of fishing you need. So if you're ever looking for line for your reel, check out P-Line. They've got fluorocarbon, braid, copolymer. They got everything you need. Want to thank Bass Cat and Mercury. Running this lake and with that equipment, just it makes it a pleasure. Want to thank Dobbins Rods. Want to thank First Gen Fishing, Garmin, Missile Baits. Actually caught a couple of fish this week on the Missile Baits bomb shot, including that big one today. Anyway, again, thanks to all my sponsors. Thanks to Apex Wild West Bass Trail. And you guys have been great down here, great host, and appreciate everything. Hopefully we'll come back again.
Thank you, Tony Franceschi. We appreciate you, sir. Great job. Next up, Mr. Earl Dalton III. 7.58 coming in. How many fish today, Earl? 2 fish today.
2 fish today.
Going to weigh 491. Earl, 491. Let's hold a couple up. We got some more sun today. We get a good picture. Show Stan and everybody what those fish look like. It struggled. Pretty small mouth. Get that bag for you, sir. Tell everybody about your first 2 days and your first Apex. I know you're excited to be here, sir.
Today was a lot better fishing-wise than yesterday. Bites, anyways. I had 6 bites today. Farmed 4 of them. I had 3 really big fish that came off right at the boat. Tough day for me today. I mean, I had the bites, but I just couldn't get them in the boat. Really fun. I like this lake. I like the format. Really, it was. Feel like I can be competitive at this format here. I don't know. It's my first event. I feel like it was fun, and I feel like I can get him again. Just want to thank my family, Jackson Rancheria Band of Miwok Indians, and Hook Bait and Tackle, Ed's Lead. Everybody help us out. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Earl. Glad to have you on board, sir. Mr. Scott Hellison coming up. Scott had a great day yesterday with 1488. 5 today, Scott? Just 4?
Just 4.
1242, sir. 1242. Let's get a picture, Scott. Grab a couple there, my friend. New leader, by the way, Scott. Might have done what you wanted to. Maybe found some new water. Pretty smallmouth, man. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me hold that bag open for you. Tell these folks about how you catch those big smallmouth here, Scott. Great job.
Yeah, I'm just covering a lot of water. Just kind of something I always do at the desert lakes. It's you don't really have to sit and wait for them. You just, if they're there, they bite. So you just got to keep moving. And light line, only got 4 today. Yesterday was a lot more bites, but had a couple quality bites that surprised me. And yeah, we'll see if we can do it again tomorrow.
Great job, sir. We'll see where we're at today,
Alrighty.
my friend. Guys in line, we're probably going to make it to the top 10 about 5:30. I know most of you get your boat loaded up by then as well. Make sure your keepers are showing on the scoreboard, guys, on the Tourney X program. Next up, Nick, you doing all right? What was your boat number, Nick? You were 24, making sure I had 1347 coming in. How many fish today? Only 2. You got a good one? How about a 671, sir? 671. Pull that big fish out there and show everybody. Pretty fish. Pretty large mouth, man. Pretty large mouth. We'll see if that holds on for you. Grab that microphone. Tell everybody about your 2 days.
Yesterday was pretty good. Had the wind. I believe it was blowing out of the south. I don't know. It did the opposite today. Yesterday it was blowing right into the points that I was fishing, and I think the fish were just stacking up on there. Ended up catching 6 yesterday. Had 1340 something. Figured, I'll just run the same program today. Pulled up to my first point today, caught that big one, and another smaller one with it, and then I just jumped points all day long, and I never got touched again. So if I make it tomorrow, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to jump points and hope for the best. But I'd like to thank Gone Fishing Marine, Mercury Marine, Ranger Boats, Woo Tungsten, G-Rat Baits, Phoenix Rods, and Cloutier Custom Baits. That's my own company. And they're available at the Bass Hole over in Bethel Island for anyone going to the Delta. It's a great shop, just opened up. If you guys are headed to Russo's or Sugar Barge or anything, go ahead and stop by and check them out. They got a lot of stuff in there. Thank you, guys.
Nick Cloutier, everybody. We'll see where it goes from here. What we got up next? Uh-oh, Mr. Zach Thompson. Zach, no bag tough today. What was your boat number, Zach? I want to make sure that we get everything correct. 656 yesterday. Tougher today, man. One thing, you were the first one here, I bet, today, though, right?
Yeah, I was here early, absolutely. But, yeah, I just want to, I want to say a couple things. First off, this format is unbelievable. we all show up. There's no practice. You just go out and you fish, and it makes everybody competitive. But today didn't work out. I caught 4 fish today. I caught more fish today than I did yesterday. Just they were all short. But I switched it up, tried some new stuff, but this lake's amazingly beautiful, and the size of smallmouth in here is just world class. So if somebody's going to come out to try for some big desert smallies, I recommend trying Mojave along with Havasu. They're not very far away. I also want to thank Aquarius for hosting us this week. It's a great resort, really comfortable rooms. They had real safe parking for the boats, and everything worked out really nice. I want to thank some of my sponsors. I want to thank DCR Propeller, St. Croix Rods, it's new to me this year, Delta Rat Clothing, and Huck Fishing. And also want to thank my wife, Cassandra, back home, and my daughter Charlotte and my son Sawyer for the good luck. Sorry I didn't bring any fish up today, but it's the way it goes sometimes. So, yeah, I just want to commend all these guys here. You're going to see some guys that come up, maybe don't have the number of fish that they want to have, but we all worked our tails off, and with no practice and no off limit, or a 30-day off limits with no information, we're all just showing up and coming fishing. We didn't even do a ride around this week. And for some of these guys to really figure it out just shows the caliber of fishermen we have. And Wild West Bass puts on a great event. Randy, everybody works hard. It's just one of those things that I love to do it, and I'll be at the next one.
Zach Thompson, everybody, great champion here. He'll have a better days, I assure you that. Next up, no stranger here if you watch the TV, Mr. Johnny Johnson. Johnny, what'd you have coming in?
I think I had like 6.5 pounds or something.
I know it wasn't as good as you want. 1 fish today?
1 fish is all I could grab today, man.
215. Let's get a picture, Johnny, of that one. Tough day. Not the way you start your first Apex, but we're glad to have you on the tour, sir. Pretty large mouth. Grab that microphone and tell these folks about your TV show.
Man, I about lost my voice the last couple of days. It's been really tough on me, so I can't talk that long. But I'll tell you, I love this Apex format. It's good to see you again.
Same here.
And you guys do a great job. And I couldn't wait to get here. This lake was tough. It really hasn't shown itself of what it's really capable of doing this week. But you got some great anglers, all of us, working our tails off to catch these fish. But a few have been lucky enough to get them. And I'll tell you, they're showing some of the quality size bass that are in here. So what's really cool about this lake is, in the springtime, I've done well here in the spring. That's usually my forte, spring, maybe fall. But January is a tough bite, and I think you're finding that out with all these great anglers. But I've had a blast. I'm excited to get on with the next one so I can redeem myself. And I want to thank everybody involved, all our sponsors, and had a great stay at the Edgewater. So, we've had a great stay. I brought my wife with me. We're probably going to go get some, Outback or Saltgrass or something tonight and have some fun. But look forward to getting home. Want to say hi to Mom and Dad at home. I know they're watching. And glad you can provide this on the internet for us as well, for our families. It's awesome. Can't wait to get back. We'll let the rest of the anglers get up. 1 fish. I'll redeem myself next time.
Thank you, Johnny Johnson. Glad to have you back, sir. Mr. Luke Johns coming up here 2 days in a row. Tough. Luke won our Angler of the Year on the Pro-Am Series last year. Traveled all the way up to Washington State and won it there. Let's give him a round of applause for that. I know you're excited about that. Youngest Pro-Am Angler of the Year, but not your 2 days you wanted, my friend. But you were due for some bad days, man. You've been fishing strong.
Yeah, I guess last year I racked up my numbers for good days, and now I'll have 2 bad days. But I get to go to Shasta in a few weeks for the Wild West Pro-Am event, and I'm ecstatic for that event. That's always one of my favorite lakes to fish, so hopefully I'll have some good days there. But as far as this week went, this lake is really amazing. I mean, I know I didn't show it, but there's some awesome fish in this place. I mean, I saw so many 3 to 5 pound smallmouth and some giant largemouth. And I know some of these guys ended up catching them, so you guys got to see that caliber of fish. But I'm really excited. I hope I get to come back down here and redeem myself on this place at some point. But aside from that, I'm ready for the next event. Hopefully we're back in California somewhere I know. It's a little weird going to a lake I've never even seen and then just going out fishing for the whole day. But I got to say thank you to Wild West. You guys put on an amazing show. And then on top of that, all my sponsors, Gary Yamamoto Baits, Buck and Bass. And then on top of that, CNC Marine. I called those guys last week to get my boat, all in shape for this season. They took me in the next day and had it back out the day after that. And they're just phenomenal. They do great work. Boat runs perfect. So if you guys are in the market for a new boat, or if you need a mechanic, there's CNC Marine. They're located in Newcastle and Modesto in California. So give them a shout. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And then on top of that, I got to thank my parents. I know they're watching back home. They're usually here at the weigh-in, but this one was a little far for them. But anyways, thank you everybody for coming out to watch. I appreciate it, and hopefully next time I got some fish to weigh.
Luke Johns, everybody. Better luck next time, sir. Next up, Mr. Paul Hodges, Phoenix, Arizona. One fish today, Paul?
Only one today.
Let's get the weight. 184. You want a picture of that one, Paul?
Yeah.
Make it look really big. You know how to put it way out front?
Stand behind me a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? I'll do that, and I'll make it look small, that man. There you go. I'll get way back. Paul fishes harder than anybody here. Grab that microphone, Paul. I know you got some military you want to thank.
Hello there, everybody. So fishing today obviously was tough. I only got one fish in. I do want to thank some sponsors, Garmin Electronics, Yamamoto Baits. I'll tell some people that might be out there watching, if they've never been here, I am from Phoenix. I do fish here quite a bit. It doesn't show by coming in with one fish today, but if you do bring a half-ounce brown or purple jig with a 330 fat baby craw, you can't go wrong on any of these Colorado River lakes. So if you happen to come here after seeing this event, bring one of those and you will do well. I do want to thank the military again, doing everything that they do across the world so all of these great people can come and do this. So hats off to you guys. Thank you. And I would like to thank Trina over at Golden Entertainment. Some of the things you guys don't know that goes on. Again, these people travel 800-900 miles. We get nervous. We have $80,000 boats. We have $40,000 of equipment in there. We're always concerned when we're sleeping in a hotel on the 9th floor. How's our equipment doing? Golden Entertainment provided a fenced yard, a huge generator. We had no issues with that. They had guards walking the property every 15 minutes, so it sure makes it nice when you can go to bed and you don't have to worry about your equipment. So thank you guys all for coming out and watching, and see you on the next one.
Thank you, Paul. Next up, Mr. Matthew Nadeau, coming up the scales, bringing family. Matthew had a tough day yesterday. How many today?
I got 3 today.
Yep.
I had 2 in my I had 3. I had 2 in my hands that came off. Had 6 bites. A lot better than yesterday.
9-0. Let's get a picture real quick, Matthew, of those. Pretty smallmouth. Beautiful fish, man. Beautiful. You open that bag for you. Now grab that microphone, and that's what we're here for.
Got to give him a kiss. You know what? Thanks for coming out, guys. Man, this is freaking awesome. I'm so excited to be part of the Apex Tour. This is the elite series of the West Coast. You guys need to qualify through the Wild West Pro-Ams. Thank you, Chelsea, my lovely wife, my 2 kids. These guys are the future right here. They're coming up. I'm bringing them up, and they're going to whoop Dad real soon. They already are, actually. I was throwing light line. I was fishing a bait really slow. Yesterday, I did something totally different. Today, I kept 1 bait in my hand, and, I had 6 bites. 2 I farmed off that were in my hands. Weighed in 3. I can't complain. You guys see the quality that's out here. One of the most beautiful, picturesque scene lakes I've ever fished. Thank you for all my sponsors. Picasso, RKR Construction, iRod, G-Money Baits. It takes sponsors for all of us to be able to do this, and it takes guys like Randy and Karen and everybody, putting these deals on. So just super excited to be part of the Apex. You guys, come on, bring it. Let's see what you guys got. It's competitive. You've seen the guys fishing this. Thank you. Thanks again, Mama.
Matthew Nadeau, everybody. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you bringing your family. It's what it's all about, too, buddy. Glad to have you, sir. Thank you. Next up, Mr. Ryan White coming to the scales. What boat number, Ryan? 29. At 29, my friend. Had 11:01. A little shorter today, 9:47. Grab a couple there, Ryan. Let's get a picture again. How many fish in there, Ryan? You got 4 today. Now I got it. Grab that microphone, Ryan. Tell us about your 2 days, sir.
Well, my 2 days, I had a great time running around this lake. It is a beautiful place. Just trying to figure out where to go. It's a big lake, and you just run around and grab something that looks fishy and put a bait in your hand that you have confidence in. For me, it was the 5-inch Yamamoto double tail hula grub in green pumpkin. I fished it on 3/8 head, a 1/2 ounce head, and a 3/4 ounce head. I caught one on a drop shot, but every other bite I had was on a hula grub. I just looked for steep walls with shade, and I figured if the fish could see me or I could see them, it wasn't a good scenario. So I went where I couldn't see the fish and they couldn't see me, so I fished the shade the whole time. I'd really like to thank BCI, my main sponsor, for making this possible for me. Mercury Outboards, Bass Cat Boats, Dobbins Rods, Thompson White Consulting, and the guys at CNC Marine. If you're looking for a new bass cat, go see those guys. They'll take good care of you. I want to thank Wild West and the Aquarius Casino for putting us up. Had a great time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, sir. Glad to see you again this year, year number 2. Next up, Mr. Hunter Slander. Hunter had a tough day with 588, so he probably fished a little different today. Tough today, man. What happened today?
Yeah, it was tough on me. Yesterday I threw reaction all day and only caught 2 fish, so I needed to switch it up. I slowed down and didn't pan out, but that's the way it goes. Really impressed on how these guys caught them. It's impressive, this field, how strong it is, and how fun this format is, but it wasn't too fun watching the score tracker today. But I had a good time. I want to thank Wild West, Lake Mohave for having us out here. It's a beautiful lake. There's a lot of fish in here, and need to thank my sponsors, CNC Marine, Vexus Boat, Mercury Marine, Power Pole, Lowrance, and Bass Brigade. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Hunter. We appreciate you. Good to see you in year 2. Nick Salvucci, Class US Open champion. Loves this clear water. 1 fish today.
2 fish.
There's 2 in there today. Man, a few words. 634. Not what you wanted normally, right, Nick?
No, I struggled the past couple days. Never been here. The water's too clear for me. I saw probably 25 pounds worth of smallmouth today. I can't figure out how to get in the bite. So, rough day. Thanks, Wild West. Appreciate it.
Nick, thank you, buddy. Kevin Finley, everybody, from Signature Fencing here. One of our sponsors here, Great Angler Support of Wild West. 1 fish today, Kevin.
Man, I'm really happy to have that fish. I got that fish with like 5 minutes to go. I got that fish. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I don't have to go back in there with no fish again. So, and I tell you what, I sat there and there was a couple of big points I looked at on the map last night because I couldn't sleep because I didn't catch no fish. So like 1 o'clock in the morning, I found this big point out there, and so I drove all the way across the lake, went over there, and there was like 15 big smallmouth sitting on this point, and they were just roaming. And then a camera boat came by, and I go, come over here and film some of these smallmouth. These things are huge, and so they did. And I blew half my day trying to catch those fish. I could not catch them.
Grab it real quick. Let's get a picture of that, man. That's expensive fish.
Yeah, that is an expensive fish.
We know those are expensive.
We need that one way out there. We need that one way out there.
Now I'll take care of that. Keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir.
Yeah, so, but I mean, man, this place, the clear water, I know I'm going to bring my wife back because she likes to swim in the clear water. She doesn't like the dirty water. And this lake's beautiful, and I wish I could have caught those smallmouth. I'll bet you some of these guys could have caught them. I wish they'd have been there. I actually would have let them catch those fish just to see them caught, to be honest with you. But, hey, had a great room at the Aquarius. Thanks to Wild West Bass. This Apex format is fantastic. I'm going to be paying these guys, one of these guys here, $500 a piece. 2 $500 bags for the 2 heaviest bags. My company will pay that out. And I can't wait for the next one when I can actually catch some fish. Thank you, Randy.
Kevin Finley, everybody, thank you for your support. Glad to have those folks and believe in what we all do here. Christian Ostrander had a tough day yesterday coming down from California. Man is a past Pro-Am champion with us at Clear Lake, so you can catch him everywhere, man. This water is a little different in Clear Lake, but we're glad to have you on the Apex Tour. Tell these folks your thoughts here the last 2 days.
Yeah, you know what? I fished all the desert lakes: Meade,
Havasu, this place. I can't catch them on the desert. I can't. Yesterday, I fished the main body. I went to the bowl, nothing. Today, I almost made it to Lake Mead. I'm serious. I ran all the way almost to the Hoover Dam. What's it ever? Hoover Dam. Yeah, there was no fish up there either. Yeah. Hey, I would like to thank Wild West, C&C Marine, Bass Brigade, my parents, my girlfriend. It was cool. Drove all the way up here. I think I'm going to fish some tournaments up here as an AM and learn. I'm serious. Figure out how to catch these fish. It's different. So, yeah. Fun week with all my buddies hanging out. Time to go home.
Glad to have you, Christian, here, man. He'll make a return when we go back north, I'm sure of that. Tough to follow, man. Vincent Burnell. Vincent, you had a slow day yesterday, man. You had 578. How many in here? One fish? 319. Grab that and let's get a picture real quick. We're glad to have you fishing with us, my friend, on the Apex Cup. Pretty largemouth, skinny largemouth. Grab that microphone, sir, right in the middle there, and tell us about your experience.
Well, it was tough. You know, I honestly only had 3 bites for sure that I caught. I might have had one turn over my bait today. I threw a Cinco pretty much all day after the first 2 hours. I tried throwing a jerkbait and an A-rig. That didn't work out, so I just picked up the spinning rod and threw a Cinco all day long. And that's about it. I just fished secondary points going into the pockets, and they weren't really there. So I'm ready to go back to California and go to Shasta in 2 weeks. Here we go. So I just want to say thank you to my girlfriend, Mel, and thank you to all my sponsors, Noble Plumbing, Horjoka, Dobbins Rods, Bass Brigade, and that's about it. So I also want to thank Wild West for coming out here, and I'll see you guys at Shasta.
Thank you, Vincent. Appreciate it. Vincent Burnell, everyone. Next up, Mr. Marty Lawrence. Man, a few words. Newlywed man. I see you got a kick in your step, man. How many today? One?
Yeah, just got one.
239, Marty. 239. Tell me about your 2 days, man. You want a picture of this one?
Yeah, let's take a picture.
You fought hard for that one, man.
I got 2 bites right at the end of the day.
There's that smallmouth, Marty. Marty, you're fishing in year 2. Grab that microphone. Tell the folks just a little bit, man. I know you don't like to talk too much, but.
No, I don't like to talk that much, but
like
I want to
fish.
thank everybody for coming out. It's an awesome place. But my fiance out there standing by the tree, she came along. It's a cool place. Thanks for coming. Thank the Aquarius. Thanks Wild West Bass and Randy and all the staff. It was a fun week.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it, Marty. Hey, man, you did good. Just to remind everybody, make sure your fish were scored on Tourney X, guys. Come back here about 5:45, please. It's going to take us that long to check that with the issues we had. Uh-oh. Hayden Lee, Bass Cat Pro. It wasn't a boat, man. We know that. Boat number 1 on day 1 had 1177. Tough day today. What happened?
Yeah, I had a couple good ones yesterday, but it didn't work. So I tried to catch smallmouth. I couldn't. I got on a fun bite yesterday, though, catching them on, Clear Lake size swim baits, and they were on a feeding table with some big chunk rock and some brush, and I was throwing full-size swim baits, and they were actually eating stripers like they were planted trout. And I caught 3 of them. 2 of them spit up about 4-inch stripers, and I had a 6-pounder that had about a 10-incher stuck in his throat. So that's all the excitement I had. Like everyone else said, I could see them, but I couldn't get them to bite. So
Hayden, we're glad to have you on the Apex Tour this year.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hayden Lee, we'll see you in April. Mr. Gregory Trouton coming up next. Gregory had a tough day yesterday. Came back 1 fish today, Greg. Let's get the weight here real quick.
I have a fish, and I'm very proud of that fish.
167.
Should have had 2. We don't get to use a net in these tournaments with Apex, so I had a 4-pounder that I couldn't get in the boat.
Greg will have more fish for sure. I got your fish there, Greg. Go ahead and finish talking, sir.
Anyway, what a great venue. Wild West, an incredible job. Randy, the entire team is awesome. This experience is something that I've been really looking forward to. I'm so happy to be part of it. The guys are incredible. Everyone takes care of each other, and I can tell it's going to be just an incredible year for us going forward. So I just want to thank everybody. The Aquarius has done a great job. I have a room there. The security's awesome. Everyone's really cool with the charging. If someone needs a cord or some help, you know, everyone's there for each other, and it's just it's fantastic. I would like to again thank my sponsors, CNC Marine. You've heard their name said quite a few times. There's a lot of guys here that they get their boats and get taken care of from CNC Marine, and the job they've done for me for like the last 30 years is incredible. With all the boats that I've owned, the engines I've blown, the lower units, they're fixing me up all the time. I would also like to thank my family and my wife Kim. She's back at home. Hopefully she's watching. My son Carter, he's like my biggest supporter and one of my fishing partners. My son Ryan, my extended family, everyone is probably watching. And I feel like I let them down a little bit, but you know, first time on this lake, it's obviously tough, and we're going to get them next time.
Glad to have you fishing with us, Greg. Thank you so much for your support, man. We're excited for you. Next up, Mr. Ken Ma coming to the scales. Ken on the bubble, man. How many fish today, Ken? 4. 751. You want a picture, Ken, today? We need some pictures. We've got plenty lately since he's been winning lots of money. Lots of trophies. Old news. This is a new year, right?
That's right.
Great angler here. Great supporter of Wild West Bass. Now grab that microphone. I know you want to talk a little bit.
Man, I hope I make it. You know, I think I have 8 scoreable. I caught my last scoreable today at about 10 minutes to 11. I was telling Ish and John Pearl over here. So the last 5 hours, whatever I was doing was not right. So I hope I get an opportunity to get to tomorrow and weight 0 in the Apex format. So it doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get there in 10th. Everybody goes out in first tomorrow. You know, and I want to thank all the staff, but you know, Jeremy DeHart for having the vision, along with Rick Pierce, to raise this Apex Trail. You know, there was 33 of us last year, and this year we had, I think, 17 newcomers that came through the Wild West Pro-Am Trail. And you know, if you don't notice, you know, I'm not going to mention all the names, but if you don't notice who's coming, you know, Wayne Brazil's won Angler of the Year. He's won like 9 boats. Ish Monroe doesn't need any introduction. You know, Johnny Johnson has won the U.S. Open. Matt Schur has won the California Open. Apex is attracting the highest level of talent, and I'm pretty excited for what it's going to be. So last thing, and I'll get off the stage here, is they talked about it briefly, but Jason Austin and Freddie Ledesma worked really hard to bring Dish Network on with Apex Trail, and you're going to see a lot more come from that. I was fortunate enough to get a little piece of that pie, and I just want to recognize them, and you know, if you're in those rural areas, you know, give them a look, okay? Appreciate it. Hope I'm talking to you tomorrow.
Thank you, Ken Ma. Great job today. Next up, Mr. John Pearl. John had a great day yesterday. What boat number, John? Lucky 5, my friend. Good job, sir. Had 1339. We're going to add 1223. Let's get a picture of those two. How many we have? 5? You got 5? How many keepers today did you catch?
Caught 5.
Just 5 is it. Going to be tough and close on these scoreables. Again, remember the keeper count. We're going to do a little research in a little bit. Beating you up. Right in the middle. There you go, John. John not used to catching those smallmouth, but he can catch them. Barry Essa's been pretty good too. You grab that microphone, John. Talk a little bit, sir. Right in the middle there.
I got not much to say. Man, it was tough today. Caught 2 on my first stop, and then I went a long time without a bite. I'm fishing real shallow, and I need the wind to blow. And as soon as the wind blew, I started running points, and I just started catching, you know. And so hopefully we get to fish tomorrow. I don't know how the wind's looking, but I hope it blows a little bit. It'll help me out. But I'd like to thank my sponsors. Say hi to my wife and my son at home. Yeah, hopefully I make it till tomorrow and can do it again.
John Pearl, we will see. Great job, sir. Now we're down to a few anglers. Mr. Ish Monroe. Ish, MLF angler. Glad his schedule worked out. He can fish with us this year. What boat number, Ish? I forgot, my friend. Marcel, Lucky 7. How about 1406? Coming in, struggled. Is that one fish?
One fish.
252. What happened today, Ish?
Wind. No wind. I mean, I've gotten stubborn in my old age.
I try to force things to happen that don't normally happen, and I did it at the championship for Wild West. I tried to make the fish bite punching when I knew it was overcast, and here with no wind, I still tried to make that reaction bite happen. I was throwing the River to Sea tactical crank, and same thing, you get in real shallow up there, but I'm grinding it, and they were eating it pretty good. Yesterday, I actually had 9 bites. I landed 4, but they were quality fish and had 14 pounds. Just happy to be here at Apex. I mean, it's the best of the best from the West, and excited to fish against these guys, and I'm going to try to test them as best I can.
We're glad to have you on board, Ish Monroe. Good job, sir. We will see you in April. If not here in a couple weeks at Lake Shasta, I believe it worked out. Next up, Mr. David Swinside. I know something about David here. He had some engine trouble, was late to check in. We got 1 fish today, so we're not going to count, but we're going to weigh it anyway to see where you'd stand. We have to weigh it. 221. You need a picture of that one, David? That's expensive. Let's get a picture of that. 221, 0 weight. Apex rules, if you are late to check in, you lose your entire day's catch. So the good news is it was not a lot today. Wouldn't have got David in the cut. But take your time, David. Grab that microphone here and tell us, yeah, I know you're excited about the Apex Tour. You've helped us a lot here, right in the middle, David.
The Apex Tour, I'm really, really excited about this. It's been something that was planned for a long time ago. Jeremy gets the applause for that. Most of you guys know about the Wild West circuit and what he did with that, the amount of anglers that have been fishing that for the last several years, and then this graduation to actual professional tour. Last year we had an Apex Invitational, so all the tour pros could come out, and the sponsors were so excited about Apex that they just gave up the money to go ahead and do it where we didn't have any entry fee for that event. It's the first time that I'm aware of where there was actually no entry fee for a tour event. So I think we have some future here with the Apex. I hope you guys support it, especially the anglers that are out here doing this. Come and do this. Qualify, get in here as soon as you can. I think it's going to be a big deal. Yeah. My engine wouldn't start a few times, and that's the way it is. But just to tell you about Apex, Ish Monroe, Joey, and Greg started right away to turn their motor on and go look for me. That's the type of caliber and quality of people that we have here at Apex, so hats off to those brothers right there. I caught a few fish. I was fishing deep yesterday, and I probably should have stayed with that pattern actually, because I at least had 4 bites during that time. Today I scrapped that and went shallow. I probably saw 22 pounds of fish, had 1 big one smoke my spin bait, so I was pretty excited about that. But I caught enough striper. If you guys want a striper pattern, I promise you I can put you on striper. I spent a lot of time getting acquainted with that. I've got the jerk bait for you and everything. I pulled up to 3 points, a 20-pounder, a 15-pounder, an 8-pounder. So yeah, just see me after this and I'll get you hooked up. I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank Randy too for doing this, but I'm with Duo Realis, Roman Made. They've contributed quite a bit. I'm also with Garmin, and then Lithium Pros, Woo Tungsten. All those guys have been great supporting us. We have some new sponsors on board. You guys just hook in. Oh, by the way, if you want to watch this on TV, it's outdooraction.com. Just go to your computer, pop it in. You can link it. You can link it to your phone. It's just a streaming device and channel. If you want to watch it on cable, if you who have cable, I don't have cable. But if you have cable, it's Pursuit channel, and then also there's a catch basin Pursuit Up, which will carry our old episodes as well. I'm going to get off because I think we still have some people wanting to weigh in.
Just a couple more, man. David Swinside, everybody. Thank you, David. Just 2. Double G Greg Gutierrez. Happy, speaking of that tournament, this was the winner of that event we had up in Oregon. Greg had struggled yesterday. How many today, Greg?
I caught 2 today. It was different. It's been a different tournament for me.
587. Grab those 2. Let's get a picture. If you'll notice, Greg wearing that jersey with Bass Cat on it. Glad to have him on the pro staff at Bass Cat these days. Great angler here. We know that. Won everything here in the West. Former touring pro as well. Back east. And a retired firefighter. So let's give him a round of applause for that here. There you go. Grab that microphone, Greg. I know you got some people to thank.
Oh, heck yeah. You know, first of all, for all the folks sitting out here watching, thanks for coming down and supporting us. It means a lot. We're looking to build this thing so we'll get more folks coming out and have more opportunity to provide more things for the viewers. Yeah, for sure. Fishing was really interesting for me this week. I started shallow. I was throwing basically it's a prototype type bait for frenzy baits, and I was fishing really shallow. As long as the wind was blowing on it, they would eat it. But I just kept losing fish yesterday. I had a good sack yesterday and then managed to get one in the boat. That was it. A couple non-squirrels also. Today, the wind laid down and I could not get those fish to eat, so I went up shallow and I started throwing a Frenzy Baits nail. It's just a little jig head with a little crawdad bait on it, and I started hooking fish and ended up sawing a couple off on the quagga mussels and caught some non-squirrels. But man, what a fishery. It's a beautiful place. Love it. Can't wait to get back because now I'll actually know where I'm at. I actually even thought about just getting on the boat and just driving just to see if I ever make it back one day. You know, it is a gorgeous lake though, and it's got giant fish in it. I seen them. So anyhow, yeah, actually just moved over to Bass Cat. I've been actually the first boat I ever won was a Bass Cat back in 1997, and
you still own that boat, correct?
I actually bought that boat back from a buddy of mine's cousin who sold it to me. I mean, literally just before he passed away. It was really an interesting story, and I was looking for a boat, and this thing popped up, and I ended up buying the same exact boat that I had won back in 1997, and I run it. I fish out of it. I enjoy it. I love the boat, and so it was an easy choice when Rick and I had talked about moving over. It was just an easy choice to go over. It's a great boat. They back everything 100%. So that's going to be fun. Once it gets in, I can move all my stuff over to the big boat. But anyhow, again, thanks again everybody for coming over and watching, and we'll see you at the next one.
Glad to have you again, Greg. Good to see you, sir. I know he's excited. We'll be seeing him at Lake Shasta home here the next 2 weeks. Last angler left away, Mr. Joe Uribe Jr., Bridgeford Pro. Good to have Joe back out. How many have we got in there, Joe? We got 4. One shot of the limit. Joe had yesterday, decent day. We're going to add 834 to that, Joe. Grab a couple there, my friend. Let's get a picture of those. Smallmouth, all 4. Good to have Joe back at it. Joe, grab that microphone, man, and tell us about Bridgeford. Tell us about you, sir.
Well, it was, I'm just obviously happy to be out here. I hadn't fished a tournament since beginning of October, and, I was down there for a little bit. November 1st, I came down with COVID and actually got pneumonia and was hurting pretty bad, but I want to thank my family and everybody for all their support on helping me get back and healthy, and all the anglers too, all the Apex anglers. You guys all messaged me and said a lot of prayers, so I appreciate that a lot. But definitely was a scary time, but we got through it. We're back on the water. We're healthy. We're blessed, and this tournament was tough. Obviously, as you guys saw, we have some of the best anglers out here that tackled Lake Mohave, and we all struggled, including myself. It was a lot different outcome than I thought it was going to be for myself included. I just, I was hoping to just throw a swim bait the whole time, but that clear water, they just were not having it. So, I ended up catching most of my fish on a crankbait. I did catch one on an Alabama rig today, and my first fish yesterday, I threw a swim bait all morning, not a bite. And buddy of mine, Brent Becker from Boulder City, he made some custom jigs for me. He says, man, you got to throw this color called Bubba. And I'm like, man, all right, let me give it a shot. So he hooked me up with some jigs, and my first cast yesterday morning at 9:30, I caught one on that jig. And I was like, well, that's either going to be a good sign or a bad sign. And never got another bite on it, but man, I was so blessed. So thank you, Brent. That's Brent Becker's Custom Baits in Boulder City. So he makes some really, really killer spinner baits and jigs. So I appreciate it. And But other than that, you know, I'd like to thank all my sponsors. Obviously, Bridgeford Food is the reason why I'm here. We have a great team of anglers, including my sister Rachel, who fishes out west along with me, and we have a lot of other great anglers that are fishing other great circuits. So, you know, it's just it's really good to have a West Coast circuit like Apex out here. You know, I mean, I appreciate Jeremy and Rick Pierce for having the vision, and Jeremy picking up the ball and running with it, and inviting me to be a part of the inaugural season last year. So it was a lot of fun, and you know, a lot of you guys that are watching are going to have the opportunity to be a part of this. So make sure you guys sign up for we got Lake Shasta next for the Wild West Bass Pro-Am at the end of January. I'm telling you, I'm super excited because I know we're going to catch them there. So we just got to brave the cold. So make sure you guys get signed up. I'm sure there's some openings still left. So both pro and co's get signed up, get confirmed in, and look forward to seeing you guys out there. Lake Shasta will be our next stop. So I want to thank all the sponsors back here on this board that make this all happen, and the staff for Wild West as well. You guys do a great job, and looking forward to the next one.
Thank you, Joe. Good to have you back fishing again, sir. That is our last angler away. Normally at this time, I'd be going down the list for you and tell you of our top 10. Again, with the cell phone coverage being what it is, we're going to recheck. The last thing we want to do is announce our top 10, have a mistake. Our anglers, make sure that all your bass went through scoring on the Tourney X program. If you've got any issues, load your boat, guys. If you'll be back here at 5:45, be ready to go. 5:45, we should have our top 10. If you're close, please stay by. Mandatory meeting. It'll take 5 minutes. We'll get you out of here as soon as we can. Those of you watching at home, if you'll tune back in a little while, we'll put the top 10 announcement up where you can see that. So I apologize we don't have that now. Great day, a little tougher. Again, we'll start in the morning again at 7:30 here, Arizona time. And they'll check in tomorrow at 3:40 as well, like they have all week. And we will actually have the award ceremony over at our host hotel. We appreciate that. We'll tell you more about that. And thanks for those support. You heard all the anglers that are staying there. Edgewater in Aquarius, awesome place. We've enjoyed it. We'll be there tonight. I'm going to go hit the table and have a good dinner at the pizza place. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks all our sponsors here at Wild West Bass, all our staff. We appreciate all you do for us. And we're signing off here. Again, look back a little later. We'll have these results as soon as we can. Top 5 pros on weight, top 5 pros on keeper count. So we're going to check on that and make sure we don't make any mistakes. Thank you for tuning in. Be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow, I hope.